On the outside, the fortress of school safety remains standing, while the digital foundation kids actually live on crumbles into dust. A decade ago, cyberbullying was defined by its visibility. It lived on public profile walls and in the comment sections of social media feeds, where it could be tracked and reported. Most school policies are still built on that 2016 model. They assume administrators can only intervene when a student produces a screenshot as physical evidence. This chart compares the mental health outcomes of modern students. While the baseline for most peers is stable, those targeted by digital harassment show a 70% increase in depressive symptoms. The clinical data shows that the safety measures we have in place are failing because they were designed to stop a visible threat that has since moved into the shadows. Digital aggression hasn't slowed down, it has simply migrated. The primary battleground for students has moved from public-facing profiles to unsearchable private channels. This creates a disconnect. Districts are relying on reporting tools that require evidence, while modern attacks are intentionally designed to leave no public trace for moderators to find. As long as schools look only for what is visible, they remain blindfolded while the psychological impact on students continues to mount. In 2026, student communication happens almost entirely within locked ecosystems like iMessage, Discord, and Snapchat. These spaces are private by design, which means the automated moderation tools that schools rely on to flag keywords or slurs have no way to see what is happening inside. Within these hidden chats, a new form of aggression has become the primary tool for social targeting: quiet exclusion. It works through the deliberate creation of secondary group chats. A group will spin up a new space specifically to isolate one peer, weaponizing the silence. Unlike the bullying of the past, there is often no specific threat or insult to report. There is only a sudden, devastating absence of connection that adults cannot see. Quiet exclusion bypasses every digital safety net we've built, delivering maximum isolation while remaining completely invisible to the school's detection systems. Social exclusion is only the first layer. The threat model has escalated through the use of AI to launch rapid, targeted attacks. The modern landscape allows for the creation of non-consensual imagery of minors in seconds, a shadow that quickly overtakes a student's life. This diagram shows how deepfake content circulates through direct messages in a split second, bypassing platform-level moderation. This speed is weaponized through doxing, leaking a student's private information. Exposing this data triggers waves of anonymous third-party harassment, effectively overwhelming the victim from all sides. Because these attacks are distributed and often anonymous, traditional school policies focused on identifying and punishing a single perpetrator have become increasingly difficult to enforce. The policies currently governing most school districts were designed for an era of public comments, leaving them with very little leverage against today's encrypted threats. Relying solely on digital detection is no longer enough. The venues have changed, and the methods have become too elusive for standard policing to catch. Since we cannot reliably intercept every invisible attack before it happens, we must acknowledge that the damage is already occurring in spaces we cannot monitor. This requires a shift in strategy. Schools must look beyond digital policing and establish a robust layer of clinical support to treat the harm that detection tools miss. To address these modern wounds, districts are moving toward immediate interventions: same-day teletherapy, dedicated therapist teams for every school, and direct family counseling. MentalSpace School provides Georgia districts with clinical follow-up infrastructure that meets all federal privacy standards. By providing culturally competent care that costs $0 for families on Medicaid, this model ensures that the barrier to mental health support is removed for those who need it most. These bar charts visualize the impact of a clinical-first approach. Schools using this model have seen student anxiety reduced by 92% and attendance rates improved by 89%. Technology has allowed the tactics of cyberbullying to become invisible, but through modernized clinical care, schools can ensure the path to recovery is clear and accessible.